Hello and happy Monday. It is February 26th. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. And today I'm using my Unfinished Business, a Ghostly Tarot. And for those of you who had asked previously, it is now available for pre-order. So I hope that you join the collective effort in getting this deck from the printing press and out to you. All right, let's see what we have going on energetically speaking. The first card I'm going to pull is that energy that is influencing us. That's that energy behind our mood, our decisions, how we relate with one another. Then we'll take a look at the situation and we'll see how that influencing energy plays a role in the situation. Then we're going to open up the door and we'll see who comes in. What energy do they contain? What spirit is showing up to, insert themselves into that situation? And then we'll wrap it all up with some words of advice. All right, let's dive in here. So we're starting off here with who's showing up. Oh, we have the Knight of Swords, the good doctor. You know, the Knight of Swords has us mission driven, right? Just like this doctor who is working on a battlefield, saving lives. There's not a lot of time for caring about people's feelings or nuanced, conversation. This is a time to get right to the point, to get that goal, in your mind so that you can capture it. This energy of the Knight of Swords can make us a bit blunt. It can make us hyper focused on what the outcome, how quickly we can get to that outcome. We're not thinking about perhaps how what we say to people might make them feel, right? Because that's not part of the equation right now. We have a goal, we have an agenda, we have something that needs to happen, something that might be critical. And, there's something to be said, for times when you have to be right to the point. So I'm going to get right to the point here. This could be a tough energy today. It could be a tough energy if you're going into a meeting and you're dealing with people who are very sensitive, right? You might come across as being cold. Although that directness has its place, especially if you need to make a big decision. It has its place if you need to work on a timeline and you don't have, the luxury perhaps of garnering everyone's ideas or cultivating everyone's ideas. It's not about that today. Today it's about getting things done, taking care of business. And again, it could ruffle some feathers. So let's see what we have here. What's the situation? So coming up, we have the Six of Wands. We have the Homecoming Queen. So here is this path to victory, right? You know that there's a path to victory. You know that it's in your sight. You can feel it. You can sense that Knight of Swords, telling you, you know what to do. You know exactly how to get there. Victory is yours. Well, here's the funny thing about the Six of Wands, though, is that the Six of Wands does put you in that very advantageous position, right, of being on top. But you didn't get there by yourself, right? It takes support. It takes those around you. It takes other people to be part of your story of success. And the Knight of Swords, with that influence there, you are going to feel a little bit more sharp. You might feel a little bit more prickly today. And it's like, what the outcome needs to be. The outcome is that in which you find yourself in, a victorious place. You find yourself in the winner's circle. The problem is that Knight of Swords, in its, keenness, in its, understanding of its own abilities, doesn't always understand that around it, there are people who are just as excited as they are, but they might not have the same approach, or they might need a little bit more reassurance, or they might need more explanations. And it's like this Six of Wands puts you in a really good position. You do find success, right? You do find yourself sitting there in the victory circle. The key here is to recognize when that Knight of Swords is influencing you in a negative way. You want to extract all of the positive energy from that Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords is freaking brilliant, right? It clears the air. It gets you moving. It gets you moving in the right direction. It knows with certainty what needs to be done. And who doesn't want that, right? I can tell you this Monday morning, I'm going to try to call on this Knight of Swords energy, because I do not feel it right now. I'm feeling very cloudy. So this Knight of Swords is here. It's available to us. We just need to tap into it. We have to find that stream, you know, where it's kind of floating through the ether. We need to connect to it. And in doing so, it will take you to success. Right? If you didn't wake up already feeling the Knight of Swords and you need to, you know, draw it to you, know that it will help you find that path forward to the Six of Wands here, to this great place of feeling like you've achieved a great dream. But also know that it can make you feel, or it can make you it can make it harder for you to communicate with people who need more reassurances. It can make it harder for you to be patient, right? Because you just want to get going, right? You just like, you know, that bluntness that the Knight of Swords is known for. It's not because they're mean or rude. It's because they just don't really see that they have time, right? They're kind of working on a schedule, and it's hard to appreciate that sometimes. So lean into the good stuff. Discard the negative stuff. Recognize it. Recognize it when you're starting to feel prickly and you're like, ooh, you need to back off from that, right? When you notice the people around you might be feeling a little bit hurt or feeling a little bit, you know, disconnected from your success, that can also be that Knight of Swords energy. Okay, sorry, I'm going long on this. I told you I need to lean into it. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So who's knocking on this door? Ooh, the High Priestess. I love this. Because here we have someone who can understand, perhaps, where you're coming from. They sense, right? They're picking up the clues. They know that maybe you're feeling a little bit more under the gun, right? If you're feeling this Knight of Swords, you're feeling more compelled to act, to get going, to take that next step swiftly, right? You're ready to move on an idea. You're ready to find that victory. And this person who comes in, you know, they kind of take things at a slower pace, right? They're observing. They're not necessarily going to jump in and, you know, change the way you're doing things, but they are paying attention to what you're doing. And they might, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow or the next day when things have kind of settled down, they might be able to, you know, supply you with some ideas or give you some words of wisdom from what they've been able to observe, knowing that this is not the right time to kind of, you know, say, hey, how about we do things this way? But they might have some ideas that will help you, especially if you do need to smooth things over with people, especially if you did get into this victory circle and you're feeling damn proud about it. But that Knight of Swords, you know, that Knight of Swords energy doesn't always leave room for you to acknowledge the people that got you there, right? This is not an energy that fosters gratitude. It's an energy that fosters success, for sure. So whoever this is that's coming in, they're not there to pick you apart today. They're not there to say, hey, look, you got to this victory circle, but you know, you kind of did it in a way that made some people feel as though they didn't contribute or they weren't part of your story. And whoever this is that's coming in, they're going to help you see, perhaps, you know, or pick up on the signs. Maybe there are people around you who don't want to say things like, you know, to your face, like, hey, you really hurt my feelings. But you'll be able to key into that. You'll be able to understand more clearly with this help of the High Priestess, perhaps some of the more social aspects of your success. You know, you might have found the success, but now you have people around you who want to share in that, and they're excited for you. And if you're feeling a little bit heavy on that Knight of Swords, you know, on the negative attributes, right? If you're not in balance with the Knight of Swords, then you might find that you have some people around you who are looking at your success, and although happy for you, they might not feel so great about it. And that's where that High Priestess is going to come in. And she's going to help show you how to make things right? She's going to help you connect with people, perhaps if there is any disconnection. So let's see what the advice card here is. Ooh, all right. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have a nice balance here. You know, we have the Queen of Pentacles indicating that, you know, this is your opportunity to create a strong foundation. You are nurtured in this world. You are supported in the areas of material resources and finances. There's nothing to be concerned about there. Everything you're doing is just supporting that foundation, creating, you know, a stronger level of security where you can feel confident, so you can feel more comfortable, perhaps, you know, spending money knowing that it's not, you know, you're not feeling that sense of lack or scarcity, right? You're able to enjoy life. You're able to indulge maybe a little bit here and there, and that, you know, that victory that you found just reinforces that. You know, you're in a good place. You find yourself in a position where you're able to perhaps lean a little bit into that success. Use it as a launching pad, knowing that you're creating more abundance with every little step towards victory you make. You have that clear vision. You know what you need to do. You know what needs to be done, right? You know the steps that you need to take. And, you know, just pay attention to your approach, because victory is yours. You're in a good place here. You're creating lasting wealth. Just remember that, you know, you're not an island. This is not something that happens, you know, you're not doing this by yourself, right? It requires a group of people, a team, maybe even. You know, whether that be friends and family, there are always people there to support you. Even if it's just a simple, hey, let me run an idea by you. I have this idea for a new project. Or I have this idea to quit my job and do something new. That person on the receiving end is part of your support. And, you know, sometimes we come off as being a little too self-assured, or we come off as a little cocky, or, you know, like we might say things just because we don't feel like we have the time to explain everything from start to finish. But that can also feel, you know, hurtful, or somebody might feel as though they're not being respected in some way. So pay attention. The High Priestess is going to come in, and whoever this is, they're watching, they're observing, and they will provide you with some valuable insights as far as the emotional relationships that you're creating. Because that's all part of the success. You know, it's not just about building, you know, material success, but it's also about building relationships and forging strong relationships so that you can continue to create these successes. So I hope this makes sense. Much love, peace, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye.